Hey y'all, so this is a part 2. It's your girl Tally. How are you guys doing? Great. I'm happy to hear it. This is a part 2 to You Deserve It. I believe that's what I'm gonna name the video. Something like that. This man just crossed me so bad. I don't know why that made me mad, but let me calm down. Y'all know I be driving and doing videos, but you don't try this at home. I got this though, you know, it's a gift, all right? So you don't try this. Don't do it for you, okay? But me, I got this. So don't worry about it. Don't be scared for me. Like, trust me, I got this. Anyways, a part 2 to You Deserve It. Yesterday I explained to you about how you act, how you treat yourself from the inside out when you actually feel like you deserve something, right? And I started there, and I went down to, there's sometimes that you're pushing for things and you're frustrated with outcomes and you're taking it out on people around you, and part of those feelings could be because there's something down on the inside of you that believes that this could be taken away from you because you don't really truly deserve it, and at any minute this could be taken away from you. And the way to show up differently and not allow those thoughts to consume you and to make you less than your best is to just trust in God and believe that God will make it happen for you, and believe that God will not allow anything to be taken away from you that is meant for you. You have to just believe that it was meant for you. And I think that I just want to elaborate and really like double down on the fact that when we haven't seen people around us who have the things that we want out of life, and there's a lot of people around us who's saying that we're being unrealistic, our standards are too high. These are the things that make us feel like what we're asking for is unrealistic and we don't deserve it. And why would this happen for me? Why would I get this thing? Why would this come into my life? Why would this door open for me if it hasn't for anybody else that I know? Like, am I special? Am I better than anybody else? And what you need to realize is, no, I'm not saying you're special. I'm not saying you're better than everybody else. Everybody got favor, you know, a different level of favor. I'll say that because favor, like they say, favor is not fair. So there's people who do have favor in special areas from the Lord. Also, there's people who just work hard. So when you work hard at anything, it's just like a principle of the world. It's a principle. You sow and you're gonna reap. So anytime you work hard at anything, you're gonna get the result. You're gonna get the payment, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, for anything that you work hard at. And as they say hard work beats out talent. So you could be someone who's very talented in a certain area, and there's another person who's not as talented as you, but because they work harder than you, they get a better result than you do. So that is also in play. But that should bless you, because with that being said, if you are putting in the work for what you say you want, people could tell you anything you want. People could not believe in you. People could think you're being delusional. People could say whatever they want. And side note, I'm even learning the principle of not saying too much, because you see, if I could get on here and be speaking about my life, then you could probably infer that sometimes I speak a little too much. Sometimes I say a little bit too much than I'm supposed to, and I see that sometimes when I say something too soon, I get more I face adversity over it. Like I face some backlash over it. Like, even in the smallest thing, I feel like I have to fight harder, you know, when I talk about something too soon. For an example, on my Instagram, when I'm about to cross over in weight, like let's say I'm going from 200, that was a big thing when I hit 200 pounds, and then when I crossed over to 199, that was a big thing. So now I always let my Instagram know when I'm crossing over from 199 to 189. That was a big thing. And now I'm about to cross over. Look, I'm telling you guys too soon again, but I'm about to cross over from the 180s to 179. That's a big thing. Every time I mention that before it's done, I always have a fight in an uphill battle to get it done. Like my weight ends up going back up and I end up having to fight it back down. I always end up going over because that's just how my mind works. I'm very determined, but I feel like if I would just been quiet and focus on what I had to do, I wouldn't have faced the weight going back up and having to fight it back down and having to go through all these emotions and, and fight. Like, so maybe there is a principle into keeping things quiet. And I don't know why I said that, but that's for somebody. But as I was saying, it should bless you that hard work, you're going to reap what you sow. Because if the things that you're saying that you feel like you deserve, or the things that you may not feel like you deserve it yet, but it's in your spirit. That's something that you want for yourself. Even if you haven't seen people around you have it, that is something that you want for yourself. You know that it's possible. You know there's possibilities out there. Other people have it. They may not be close to you. You may not know them, but you know it's a possibility. Those things, as long as you're doing the work. Come on, people. As long as you're doing the work. You know what makes it ridiculous and unrealistic? If you're just staying in the same place and you're stagnant and you're not working towards it. Like, let's say you want something that you want. Say that it's like one day you want to have your own business and you want it to be a lucrative business. Let's say you want, you've never seen anybody around you have a good, successful marriage, healthy marriage, godly marriage. That's something that you want for you. Let's say those two things are something that you want for you. You may have never seen people around you have it, but you know it's a possibility. It's out there. If you are doing the steps, taking the necessary steps and precautions to reach this goal, like you're making your business plan, you're setting up moves, you're getting the knowledge, you're investing in that area of your life, you're learning about relationships, you're creating healthy habits in your life so you could be an overall healthy person inside and out, and you're learning things, you're healing from traumas so you don't let those things affect you, and you're learning more about yourself, you're learning to love yourself more. Because honestly, I as of right now, what I'm seeing, because I'm not in a relationship, but what I'm seeing is the start of having a good relationship, a healthy marriage, a godly marriage, is to love yourself. To love yourself, have standards and boundaries for yourself, to heal from your traumas, to put yourself, especially as a single person, be able to put yourself first and work on the things that you need to work on. So as long as you are doing those things, you deserve what you get from it. Because when you put in the work to get something, you deserve the result. You deserve what comes after that. You deserve your payment. I'm looking for a word here. It's not coming to me, but you guys understand what I'm saying. You deserve the fruit. Basically, you did the planting, you did the sowing, you did the watering. You were also patient. That's something else I really do need to work on. Us both. Patient. You was patient. You said no to the things that were not conducive, which means they were not beneficial really to you. You're learning and you're growing and you're changing. You were obedient to God. As long as you're doing those stuff, you deserve the result. You deserve what comes after that. You deserve the fruit of your labor. So don't be out here thinking that you don't deserve what comes to you, especially when you get it. You may even suffer from some imposter syndrome, right? So that's a thing too, where you think that you're thinking that you're in a certain position that you don't deserve. You're not worthy of this, even though you put in the work for it. So you have to really realize that you put in the work for this, because if you did, you did. There's no coming against that. There's no refuting that. You know you put in the work. And so don't gaslight yourself into thinking that you didn't. So as long as you do that, I'm here to say that you deserve what you get. All right. And I'm telling you guys that, but I'm also telling me that, because we go through that. We like in this journey, I'm speaking from a place in my journey, and it's very important to understand where everybody is speaking from. Some people speaking from a place where they didn't even start their journey. So I don't know what that person would speak of. Maybe they would say some things that are not practical. Like it would be everything from their imagination because they haven't even started their journey. And then there's people at the end of the journey who would tell you things that are way more practical, way more things that you could apply because they've been through it and they overcame it. And then there's people like me who is right going through it. So I'm learning every lesson head on. I'm getting the lesson and I'm giving back as I go. So I'm not going to say I'm going to have the most practical information, but I'm also gonna have some practical information. I'm not gonna have like the least practical. It's gonna be somewhere in the middle because there's certain things that I haven't encountered that I still need to overcome, that I still need to learn from, you know? So I don't have all the answers, but what I do is I bring awareness to the issues and the things that we go through. And if I'm able to overcome it, or I am overcoming in the moment, I just share with you my method, my techniques, basically my thought process. I'm sharing with you guys my thought process and the way I choose to think about things that help me to overcome, because I am a very optimistic, very positive person, and you have to be like that. If I wasn't like that, I would have been quit this journey, because this journey's not easy. This is tough to change you. It's so easy to be in this world hollering, look at me, talking about things that need change, we need to make a change in this area. It's so easy. But what's not easy to actually make changes within yourself. That's the least easy part. That's the hardest part. And people don't understand, when you make changes in yourself, when you change yourself, that's the start. That's the start of changing the world, because now you make changes with yourself. You and your partner are making changes together. You're raising kids with those changes, those new healthy things, those new ways of thinking. So it just really I'm a big believer of those things starting in the home. And of course you can do things that touch other people's lives. I feel like I was put on this earth to touch other people's lives in different ways, to contribute charitably to different things and in those kind of ways. But also it does start with the family, the generation, the legacy that I leave on this earth as well. And as well as yourself too. You have to think of yourself as a legacy. It's not only you, it's a generation. What you learn now, with the information you acquire for you financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, relationship wise, all that information, all that knowledge, all that wisdom, you get to pass it down and build a better legacy for you and yours. All right. So that's how you have to think of yourself. You're so important. You are so important. And whatever you can think of in your mind that you want for yourself, whatever goodness it is, whatever joy it is, whatever godliness it is that you want for yourself, you can achieve it. You can achieve it. Trust God. It's not only putting in the work, even though the work is a very integral part. The work, you cannot bypass the work. That's what I hear people say. And I believe them. You cannot bypass the work. But guess what? Along with this work, you need to believe God, because it is hard to get up every day and put in the work for something you don't see. And put in the work for something that people are telling you is unrealistic and your standards are too high, and I hope you get what you're looking for. Okay, even family, your mom, your dad, they're gonna make you feel, because you know they haven't experienced what you want, they're gonna make you feel like you know you're being unrealistic. And that's not bad. That's not a total bad thing, because they're your parent. They want the best for you, right? So they don't want to see your hopes and dreams crushed, because that's what they're assuming, like, you know. So they have to level you out a little bit. That's not wrong to do as a parent, you know. That's a way for them to protect you, but you're still your own person. You have to believe in what you believe. So you have to believe God along with putting out work, because you're getting up every morning and you're making changes and you're implementing habits for things that you may not see the payment of it, the return, the ROI, the return on investment. You may not see it right now. It's something that you have to see later, but you still have to have that belief in your heart that it will come to pass. That is difficult. That is difficult. So with that being said, it's just so important to believe God, to have faith, to pray, to truly trust him, because when you actually trust him, that's also something that's going to keep your attitude on point. I talk about this in the other video. A lot of the times we not keeping our attitude on point because we falling out of faith. Our faith is not up. Our faith is not up. We start to let other negative thoughts and opinions seep into our head, and then we start to think that we don't deserve this or we're not doing enough. Like, no. You have to have that, keep that faith up. That means you have to trust God for real, not for fake, but for real. And you gotta know that he has good intentions towards you and he wants this for you as well. You have to know if he wants it for you, because there's certain things we want for ourselves. God don't even want it for you. So because he knows best and he wants the best for you, and he sees that maybe you think it's the best, but he knows it's not the best. So he wants better for you. So those are so you have to know if God really wants it for you, if that's the best for you as well. All right. I don't want to ramble too much, but that's all I have to say. You deserve it. You working for it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. God got you. Trust him. Love you guys. See you later.